Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday, the 5th of December 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed up 0.3% today to 7,326 points, led by the energy and materials companies, while industrials and utilities both lost ground. Beijing's decision to ease COVID-19 restrictions in some major cities over the weekend sent the price of iron ore surging beyond $100 a tonne, the highest since September, and the big local miners benefited. Fortescue's share price ended up 7%, Rio Tinto was up 4%, and BHP jumped 2.6%. Oil prices have also risen after OPEC said it will keep output steady and sanctions on Russia kick in. That's not good news for petrol prices, but it is good news for the local oil and gas companies. Beach Energy finished up more than 5% today, while Santos jumped 3% and Woodside Energy was up more than 2%. Otherwise, the banks were mixed. The retailers and Telstra were higher. Diversified Mine at South32 was another good performer, up more than 4%. Story number 2, lots of other corporate news around today, as always. The Federal Court of Australia has approved Thomson Bravo's acquisition of Nearmap, meaning the aerial imagery group is likely to delist tomorrow. Elders' share price tumbled 4%, one of the worst on the day, after investment bank UBS downgraded the company, concerned about its earnings outlook and management uncertainty given the current CEO and CFO, that's the Chief Executive Officer and the Chief Financial Officer, have both announced they're leaving the business. Gold miner St Barbara will be removed from the S&P ASX 200 and will be replaced by Monadelphous as part of quarterly rebalancing. Lithium producer Pilbara Minerals will replace Lendlease in the S&P ASX 50 index. And Buy Now Pay Later Group Splitit has expanded its agreement with Google to bring its installments solution to the Google Store in the US, Canada and Australia. Story number 3, Metcash, the grocery wholesaler to IGA stores, has lifted half-year earnings and its dividend. For the 6 months to the end of October, revenue was up 8% and pre-tax earnings jumped 10%. Significantly, Metcash said supply chain challenges had improved, though wholesalers aren't out of the woods yet. Fuel, freight and labour costs remain high, while Metcash said there remains uncertainty over the ongoing impact of inflation. Metcash's share price closed up slightly today. Story number 4, Papua New Guinea Prime Minister James Marape has been in Sydney, highlighting what he says is a low-risk environment for energy investors in his country. His timing is pretty good, given the Australian government is talking about capping gas prices. Some companies shy away from places like PNG, fearing sovereign risk, things like poor governance and the potential for government interference. But Mr Marape said investors in PNG could be assured that the government understands their needs to make a profit on their investments. It said they can also have confidence in the rule of law and the sanctity of contracts in the country through the independent judicial system. And finally, story number 5, Brisbane-based cryptocurrency exchange SwiftX has cut more than 1/3 of its workforce as the cryptocurrency bubble deflates. It hasn't quite burst, but there's plenty of worried traders around the place. That's mostly due to the collapse last month of global exchange FTX and the resulting loss in confidence around digital currencies. SwiftX is in the middle of a $1.5 billion merger with budget stockbroker Superhero. It's also trying to raise capital. Cutting jobs for the second time this year isn't a very good look. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 5th of December 2022. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning with the Tuesday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.